we wasn't there for a problem, but we was ready for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we wasn't there to start a problem with them. They wasn't there to start a problem with us. They was coming to the show. You know what I'm saying? Like, they was 100 deep. They could have tried to mob on us, but it probably been niggas dead, cause we wasn't going for it. But at the end of the night, at the end of the day, we wasn't there for that, and they wasn't either. They came to enjoy the show. If they wanted to do something to it, they would have did something to us when they walked up 100 deep. You know what I'm saying? I never said we was seeing what they wanted to do. You know, that's why we was there. And once again, it was just me and Jeezy and one security and like 13 pistols. And that's a true fact.
Hey, but this is what I was gonna ask you about Lil Durk. You know, unfortunately, he was in a situation where, you know, he lost somebody who was on his roster, King Von. And he came out in an interview not too long ago with Academics talking about the shooter, calling him a nerd. He said Von got killed by a nerd. If you're familiar with King Von's reputation, he's supposedly, allegedly, you know, put a lot of work in, you know what I'm saying, before he started taking music seriously. He's been incarcerated multiple times, so on and so forth. I mean, like, what's your views on something like that? Like somebody coming out and calling the person responsible for taking their homeboy, their artist out, a nerd.
I mean, I feel like that's what any nigga gonna do. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with King Von music. I fuck with Durk music. You know what I'm saying? That's, you know, that's how niggas feel about a nigga. You know, he really just saying like, fuck that nigga. He calling him a nerd, really saying fuck him. Like, nigga's a nerd, fucking lame, fucking bitch. That's all he really saying. You know what I'm saying? Same thing I would do for a nigga that took one of my homies. Fuck that nigga, nerd ass nigga, hoe ass nigga. Nigga's a bitch. That's all it is. But is he a bitch? Do we know?
Nah.
Is he a nerd? Do we know?
Nah,
you know
and do it really matter? Yeah.
Do it really matter?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. He's still living his life. Yeah.
He's still living his life, and my nigga gone. So fuck him. He's a nerd.
For sure.
It's just how it go.
For sure. No, for sure.
You know, other than the internet, they gonna try and make it look like something more. They call him a nerd, or okay, same thing. Him calling him a bitch, a hoe ass nigga, a weak ass nigga. I mean, that's just what you do. He just called him a nerd. But it's still a fuck you.
Oh man, the last interview you touched on like a story with Pimp C. You talked about just, you know, how everything had panned out with him dissing Young Jeezy to a certain extent, and all the way to y'all doing a show in Houston during the height of everything, and how Pimp C, J Prince, and you said like around 100 people showed up with him. You, Jeezy, and one other like security guard, and I think he said BB or somebody like that.
Yeah, that was his assistant at the time. Her name was BB Gunn.
But you ended up, Jeezy still ended up performing. You know what I'm saying? Jay Prince and all them was in there during the part where he addressed what Pimp C was critical of about the 17.5. He said he had the DJ drop the music. He said it, you know, a cappella, and the crowd went crazy. Y'all was able to make it back home without an issue. You know, those are people in the comments were saying like that was cap, and the only reason nothing really got out of hand was because Jay Prince and them didn't want it to, and that he said people was throwing stuff at y'all on stage and all of that. I know you mentioned like drugs and crack and stuff. I mean drugs and money and all of that, but like what do you got to say like in response to that, man? Like that story being kept.
I mean, the thing about it was we wasn't there for a problem, but we was ready for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we wasn't there to start a problem with them. They wasn't there to start a problem with us. They was coming to the show. You know what I'm saying? Like, they was 100 deep. They could have tried to mob on us, but it probably been niggas dead, cause we wasn't going for it. But at the end of the night, at the end of the day, we wasn't there for that, and they wasn't either. They came to enjoy the show. If they wanted to do something to it, they would have did something to us when they walked up 100 deep. You know what I'm saying? I never said we was seeing what they wanted to do. You know, that's why we was there. And once again, it was just me and Jeezy and one security and like 13 pistols. And that's a true fact. You know, he'll never tell you that story, but I'm gonna tell you that story because I was there. And I was on front line. You know what I'm saying? So, and we was just, it wasn't about, we would just come and do our show. We was just trying to let niggas know we ain't scared. We all men. If it go down, it go down. But once again, this club wasn't nothing but Mexicans. Yeah, they was throwing shit on stage. Money, crack, weed. Motherfuckers throwing cell phones, flip phones. Like, after the show, Mexicans was running up to me, giving me phones. Hey man, take this phone, I'm gonna call you one day. All this type of shit. Like, they was showing major love. It wasn't no hate. So I hope they weren't trying to say they was throwing shit on stage, talking like, get them out of here. It was all love. Jay Prince was showing love. They was enjoying the show. We gave them the show. It wasn't no beef. Even though it was beef, but we wasn't there for that. Because we never had beef with Pimp C. That's what everybody failed to realize. Pimp C started that shit. Jeezy never had a problem with Pimp C. We never had a problem with UGK. Bun B was always family. So when that shit happened, it was confusing. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still going to respond to what you're saying. But I didn't respond in a disrespectful way. All I said was 17.5. Yeah, nigga, I said it. 17.5. Yeah, nigga, I meant it. What's wrong with that? He didn't say fuck you. None of that shit. So.
Yeah. No, I feel you, man. And to be fair, it was some comments that was like they understood why Jeezy didn't go out of his way to communicate with Pimp C after he had already made it public and was critical of him. Because it was like the line was already drawn to a certain extent, even if he wasn't like publicly disrespectful to him.
Yeah, you know, when somebody you look up to throws shots at you, and you really got enough respect for him and what he and his crew to just let that shit be, you let it be. It don't mean I gotta talk to you. It don't mean we gotta be friends. You know, we could be cool and passing what's up, but let's not forget what you said. Let's not forget what you know, the shit you was starting for no reason. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna say for no reason, cause like, you know, you let certain people tell it. He was trying to charge Pimp for a song. Pimp fell away that he didn't have Jeezy number and he was talking to the manager, you know, certain shit, you know, ego shit in my eyes. Cause it all could have been worked out with one call. Bun B definitely got Jeezy on speed dial. And Jeezy definitely got Bun B on speed dial. That's how they was. So I don't see where the communication would, you know, got fucked up at.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Yeah, I just want to ask you about that in case you had an opinion on it. But I appreciate you you touching on that too, man.
Yeah, all they gotta go do is go read the Pimp C book. When Beverly, I think that's her name.
Julia Beverly.
When she tells a story in the book, I think, about the show. Like, she tells a story in the book. That's what somebody told me, because I didn't read the book, but I'm just letting you know what somebody told me. So I was like, oh, okay. So, you know.
It's pretty much the same story that you tell?
Yeah, basically, that was somebody told me. Yeah, they were like, Beverly told that same story in the book. And I was like, oh, okay, so, you know, I ain't lying.
That validated, huh?
I mean, not really, because my shit true. I ain't lying. Everything I'm talking about is facts.